Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I have a very exciting video for you guys because we will be starting our first seeds for the 2024 gardening season. Today is the 7th of February and we are starting our first seeds. I will be starting peppers and kohlrabi, as well as some strawberries, but the strawberries go outside. They are not started indoors. They are started right where they are gonna be growing in the season. But so we are going to start with our peppers. Over here I already prepped some things for the peppers. So over here I have my seeds that I want to be starting this season. I have them soaking. They have been soaking now for, I want to say, 2.5 days, something like that. It was not really my goal to soak them this long. I actually just wanted to soak them for about 12 hours and then plant them the day after, but life got in the way and I didn't have time to actually get them into the ground. But so what I did here, I worked with a numbering system, and then on this paper over here I wrote down what the actual numbers stand for and how many plants I want to have of every variety. And then here I will take the dome off. I prepared my seed starting cells. This 6-cell section here is for the kohlrabi. And then over here I have, you can see number 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then depending on how many plants I want to start, I space them out evenly. Because for example, the number 1 I want to start 2, but the number 7 I only want to start 1. So I have 2 cells for the number 1 and 1 cell for the number 7. With the 3, same thing, 2 cells for the number 3, 1 for the number 10. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to put this all on the table so I can reach it a little easier. I'm going to mist it down again because I watered the seedling soil yesterday evening when I prepared it. And then I watered it in, but I can see that it's already a little bit dry. So I'm gonna water it again and then I will put in our seeds. Yeah, it's not dry, but it's not as moist as I would like it for seed starting. So let's do that. All right, I have everything set up right now. I have over here my cells. Next to it I have my seeds that are soaking, and then I wanted to show you, I have for these tags that I have over here. So as you can see, this says number 8, and then when the plants get bigger I have a corresponding tag with the actual name on it, the number, and then how many plants I want to have from that variety. So for example, SRP stripy, here 13, I want to have 2 plants, the variety. And then once the seeds get bigger, I pot them up. I can add the proper tag. And then when they get out in the garden, I also have a tag that I can actually see, because this is obviously way too big to be able to see out in the garden. But yeah, because I want to have the humidity dome on there, I will grab it. This one right here. My tags can be too big if I put these ones in. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see. Okay, if I put this and then I try to the humidity dome, it fits, but it's really close. And if all the tags are in here, I can't really see if my seeds are actually sprouting properly the way I want it. So yeah, I am starting with the small tags, and then once the plants get bigger, I will also make the tags bigger. Right now we are going to start. We're going to put our seeds into our soil, and we're going to get this planted. I'm going to get started. So I have over here my seeds. I have number 15 over here. I have number 15. I am using some tweezers because there are some really hot peppers here, and I don't want to get that on my fingers because I have very sensitive skin and very sensitive eyes, so I don't want to risk that getting on me. I'm just gonna put it on top of the soil right now, and then once I have all my seeds in place, I will push them in. This is not working very well. Come on. Come on. Yes. All right, here we go. Last year, I didn't have very great success with my peppers. I think I had 5 plants, and they were in my greenhouse. And I think maybe from all of those plants, I harvested probably 3 peppers, maybe small ones. So yeah, I didn't do a very great job with my peppers last year. And I think the main reason for that is because I did not water them consistently enough, and I did not water them enough, just in general. So yeah, I think they suffered a little bit from a water deficiency, and so they didn't really put up a lot of peppers for me. So I'm hoping this year, by putting them outside in the garden with the big drip irrigation hose, which puts out a lot of water, and I'm also going to put a timer on it, I'm hoping that I will have some more success with my peppers. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to do what I can, and hopefully this year I'll have more success. I do have to mention, last year I only grew bell peppers, and I heard that apparently bell peppers are a lot more difficult to grow than hot peppers. So I'm not sure if that's a myth or if it's true. I guess we'll see this year, because I have quite a few bell pepper varieties that I want to try, but also quite a few hot peppers. So I'm interested, if I just treat them the same, which ones will perform the best for me, because they will all be on the same irrigation system. So yeah, we'll see how well they do, and if I succeed in growing peppers this year, because I have a feeling when I look at other gardeners, it doesn't look all that difficult. So maybe I just did something wrong, really. Maybe the watering was the big problem. I hope so, because that would mean that I have a chance this year. But so yeah, that's it. Alright, so now we have in each cell about 2 seeds, except for here we only have 1, so let's hope that it germinates. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to take each seed and I'm gonna push it down into the soil about a half a centimeter, a good half centimeter. Difficult with the camera in one hand. There we go, and I'm gonna do this for all the peppers, and then I'm gonna water everything in. Alright, now all of the seeds have been pushed in about a half a centimeter underneath the surface, half a centimeter or a quarter inch. And what I'm going to do right now is water these. Just want to make sure that this is not, no, okay, it's not open. Okay. Now the soil was still a little moist from yesterday, so I'm not extremely, not watering these extremely much, because I also don't want it to be too soggy. Just moist like this. And that's it for the peppers, and now I hope they will germinate. Now, this was the... now I have to decide where I'm going to put these for germination, because as you can see, I do not have a heat mat. So I was thinking either I just leave them here, because it's actually quite warm in this room. I'd say it's about 22 to 24 degrees in here, but peppers prefer a little bit of a higher temperature, more 26 to 28 degrees. I do have my heater here, which is definitely like close to the 30-degree mark. So I think what I'm actually going to do is put those seeds on the heater until they germinate, and then once they have germinated, I will put them on the rack under the grow lights. I will have to prop them up because I can't lower my grow lights, so I will have to set something underneath, but that's fine. So I think that's what I'll do. I will let them germinate over there, because peppers typically take quite a long time to germinate already, and if you don't put them on heat, it takes even longer. So I think I will do that. Now, before I can set these away, I have to seed my kohlrabi. So I'm going to, because I don't really know a whole lot about seeding kohlrabi. And my seed bag looks like this. Yeah. Because the way I got these seeds, it's actually quite fun. The way I got these seeds is through a Facebook group. My dad, he found this Facebook group of gardeners here in Belgium. And in that group, there is a pepper grower who also sells the seeds that he saves himself from his own peppers, which is how we got all of these pepper seeds for, I want to say, a pretty good price. But in this group, they also do this initiative, which is called the seed library. But it's a little different than what it usually is. So basically what happens is a big box full of seeds gets sent to multiple places. So there's a whole list of people who are to receive the box. And then every person gets to take out whatever they want, and they get to put in whatever they want. So depending on how much of an established grower you are, gardener you are, you put in more or you take out more. In my case, yeah, I didn't have a whole lot to put in. The only things that I put in were my caliber beans, because I really love them. And yeah, a few herbs, but that's it. But so I did take out a whole lot of seeds. Let me show you. So all of these melons, pumpkins, and I dropped a bunch. Those I got out of the seed library. And then these melon seeds, these pumpkin seeds, more pumpkin and melon seeds. My climbing zucchini I got from there. Flowers, anise, dill, the New Zealand spinach, the chard, the bok choy, and the Tuscan kale. And then also a few more, I also got a few tomato varieties through the, oh, these are empty bags. But I also got a bunch of tomatoes. And then yeah, the peppers were actually also in the seed library, but we already bought them, so I didn't take them out of the seed library. But so yeah, I personally think it's a really nice initiative if you're just starting out and you don't really want to buy a whole pack of chard, for example, because you don't know if you're gonna like it. So what I did, I took out a few seeds and I can try them out. Same for these lupins. They're flowers. Wasn't sure if I was gonna like them. Pumpkins. There are, I think, 3 seeds in here of the pumpkin. The New Zealand spinach. I had never even heard of this. So I think it's a really nice way to get to know new varieties, see if you like growing something. But the only disadvantage, of course, is that the seeds are actually like this, in a bag like this, in the box. So there are no instructions, there's no seed packs, and so you don't really get information on how to grow it. So I would say that's the only small disadvantage, because of course you can just go on Google and look it up, which is what I'm going to do now for my kohlrabi, because I don't know how deep to seed these, how long it's supposed to take. So I'm gonna look it up and then I'll be back. I just looked it up. These are also supposed to be seeded about a half a centimeter into the soil, so about a quarter inch. And it is recommended you plant only 1 seed per cell. And they also say that these actually prefer to germinate at lower temperatures. So I'm going to take this 6 cell out of the tray. I'm going to let the peppers germinate on higher temperatures, and I'm going to put the 6 cell here on the rack without an extra heat mat. So I'm going to grab 6 seeds, if I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. That's too much, but it's fine. Oh, these are very difficult to see because they are black seeds on black soil. These can go back in the seed pack, so then I have 4 more seeds if I like to do a second planting. Now I'm going to look for my seeds and plant them about half a centimeter down. There we go. 1. And that's it. I'm going to water these as well. Okay. Like so. And with that, our first seeds of the 2024 gardening season have been planted. I am very excited about this. I'm really looking forward to the gardening season this year, and I'm really hoping that these peppers are going to do well for me. I'm hopeful that they will do well. I've done a lot of research this year. I've watched a lot of videos, read a lot of articles, and I'm hoping that I will be successful in planting these peppers. I will take you guys along in the growing process of this, of course. I will let you know when they germinate, and I will see you. Now the next order of business will be to plant out these strawberries into our garden. The strawberries will be going in those containers over there, and I already have about 4 out in the garden, but I don't know if you can see all of this water. We are supposed to have rain for the next 2 days straight, I think 2 or 3 days even. But next week we are supposed to get some nicer temperatures. So once the temperatures and the weather is a little nicer, we are going to go out in the garden and plant these strawberries.